I love what you've done with your dining room and ballroom. Is that a new coffin? Why, yes, it is. Super Castlevania, Stage 4. I always forget exactly how many stages there are because, like, after Stage 9, they just start doing, like, A and B, and it's, like, which ones are stages and which are, like, half stages, and, you know. Yeah, get out of there with your club. Trying to hit me. Here's my spooky skeleton friend in the back, just watching me. He's like, how's it going, Belmont? Your ancestor killed me a couple 100 years ago. No hard feelings, I had it coming. I mean, like, that skull is, like, you're a human. Like, your head is the size of that dude's eye socket. No, that's a dagger. Sorry. That's not a dagger. Dang it. Now, do we think it was actually a skull? Yeah, just look at that skeleton. Big clatter and bones flying everywhere. So good. But yeah, do we think these are like are from an actual creature? Or do we think they're like just lanterns made in the shape of skulls? Dracula's like, excuse me, I'd like to call up the demonic realms and have them commission me a skull lantern. Like, you've got skeletons, just use one of them. No, it must be big, and it can turn to look at stuff. Then, here we go. Ooh, coming up is a really... The jump isn't hard. This part right here. But right there, if you don't land on the edge, you land like right here, that skeleton hits you with a sword and it knocks you back into the pit and you die, and it is no good. Oh yeah, this dude's creepy. It's a giant skull. I forget how to fight you. There you go. With like a parasite in it. I forget his name, but they did a lot of goofy names with the bosses in this one. That one, oh, this part's fun. Yeah, 3D rotation. His name's like, how would I do it? Like Pumelxil or something, but either way, it's just backwards for like licks them up, or maybe it's licks you up. Pretty funny. Now, like, I know they're Medusa heads and they're little snakes flying everywhere, but it kind of looks skeletal too. It's like a skeleton Medusa with skeleton snakes. That's pretty cool. Also good sound effect. Bow. Go down. Don't. There we go. You're gonna go low enough that you can make this swing, but, you know, touch the spikes and you instantly die. It doesn't matter that you just slowly lowered one toe onto it. I don't know. Maybe they're poisonous or something. Yeah, so when I was talking in the Yoshi Island video about the Super Nintendo having 3D stuff, this is the level to which I was referring. Now, it turns out that the graphics chip that I was thinking of had nothing to do with this, but there might be another chip that had to do with this. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's close. Just grooving. Don't mind me. I mean, if you didn't want to watch me groove, you probably wouldn't be here. Or be here in the future on YouTube. So, I just assume you want to see me jam. Alright, you can do this part really quickly, and we will not do it that way. Come on. So that you can have the full level experience. Oop. Excuse me, bad. Because basically this cycles up and it's on a loop. And the end of the loop is right there. So if you just, like, drop down like that, you're done. But we'll do the whole rise through the try not to get crushed platform section. You know, you got your 2 sides you can go to. Okay, what's in this one? Been so long. Just a dead end, that's all. Dance, Simon, dance. Uh-oh. Oops. I got crushed. Simon crushing it at the dance competition. Oh, come on, get up. Aw. Oh, I was about to say, my chain's all tiny now. But now it's full size, so it's cool. Yeah, power crawl. Not crawl, power scoot? What would you call that? I mean, you're crouch walking. Let's just chill on this side. This is the, like, easy, here, collect stuff side. But at the same time, you can't. Huh. Wonder how you get that. I'm just so used to skipping the whole thing now. I don't actually remember how you do any of that part. So maybe I'll just skip it. We don't need any weapon. We just need to fight a giant stone golem. Speaking of giant stone golems, that was one of the fun things about the Netflix series for me. Like, I'm sure these monsters show up in lots of the games, but, you know, for me, it was this game and Symphony of the Night were my 2 big Castlevania games I did a lot of. And so whenever they do an enemy, and I'm like, hey, I know that guy. Or in the case of the one dude who's like early on in season 1, but he's one of the final bosses here, and I'm like, oh, that guy was terrible. Yeah, in like the 4th season, I think. Maybe it's 3rd. They had the gigantic stone golem. Giant block man. And he's the boss that we're about to be fighting. Which is why I brought up this story. Not that I need an excuse to go off on random tangents, it's just this isn't one of them. Oop. Ow. Stop that. I don't have my triple boomerang. I don't know what to do. Eh. Come on. Come on. It is also funny as, you know, you knock rocks off of him, he gets smaller and smaller. And then that. You don't remember that golem dude? Alright. I got things to look up. Castlevania. It's like they were assaulting the castle. maybe it was a slightly different rock dude, but... Alright, well, whatever. I'll look that up later when I look up the name of stuff. Yeah, I was trying to find a screenshot of it. Hey, there's our boomerang. I remember as a kid, I would often try to... No, season 2, they're still dealing with... Oh, spoilers, I guess, for Netflix Castlevania. You've been warned. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Season 2, they're still dealing with Dracula. And this is when the... This is like the final assault on the castle at the end, when they've joined up with the nearby town. All right, oh, boo, dagger. As I was saying, when I was a kid, I liked to try and walk under the lanterns only when they were out, thinking they're like searchlight eyes. Come on, out of the way. I got 76 seconds. 73. Yeah, this is not a full level. That's also why it's hard to tell like how many levels are in Super Castlevania. Well, this one's technically level 5, but you know, it's after the boss, and I don't know if that said it was 4 or not. I also wonder if these are supposed to be like Sypha and or the type of mage she is. I forget clan she comes from. Because this was Castlevania 2 is where you had Trevor, Sypha, and Alucard the first time. So Alucard was very different than he is in his Symphony of the Night, which is then what they use for Netflix. He was more like a gentleman fencer looking type of dude. But yeah, so I wonder if that's supposed to be Sypha or just a generic robed figure. Or, you know, Sypha's clan. Stage 6. You got dogs that can't die. These ladies. You can also kind of tell, like, her top is a little lighter than her bottom. So, yes, we're playing the American version, so you don't have to worry about the horribly offensive 16-bit classical Greek statues hurting you. These guys always look like rhinos to me. Like, I mean, I think it's supposed to be a head plate, but I don't know, it looks like a nose or like a horn. Ow. Also, not fair. They can throw their axes like a boomerang. This part's always cool. Or I always thought was cool, you know, you jumping on the chandeliers. I'm gonna stop that because it's a good song, and it's kind of hard for me to tell what my pitch is with these headphones on. I don't want to be singing off key. It's also just cool because, you know, it's like, you know, dark, scary Dracula video game music, but also because, you know, it's this fancy castle and they've got Yeah, they're, you know, decrepit and spiderweb. You got chandeliers and Greek statues, and so they got kind of like that little, what would that be, Baroque piano music, kind of. Launch. And secret. I think that's the only time that sound effect's used. Only a little more farty. Like, oh, this part's kind of sad. There's this groundskeeper and his dog. And the problem is there's every type of sub-weapon down there. But yeah, you have to kill the dog, and then he drops his lantern, and then he cries over it. And then they disappear in a ball of fire. And it's sad, but I wanted the boomerang, so sorry, dude. Like, and it's hard to tell, okay, so he's a ghost in Dracula's castle. And that doesn't seem like a great existence, but on the other hand, he's not, like, being attacked or anything. He's just chilling. Yeah, you ladies. Yeah. I was trying to do a witch. That kind of sounded more like a papyrus. Yeah. Ow. Oh, these things suck. A, because, you know, they'll give you a seizure, but B, notice they're not... They're like fourth dimensional breaking. They bounce off the side of the screen rather than exist within the universe, the game. Hey, double throw. Alright. Just gotta... The problem is you can't really back up to deal with them, or they just come back. Come on. There we go. Brute force our way through. And stop it, butlers. Go buttle someone else. I mean, we are in the dining room. Or, you know, a banquet hall or something. Ow. Yeah, see, just look how those things just melt through enemies like butter. Those are spike platforms that when you touch them, they flip. And then if you touch the spikes, you die, so you have to reset them if you mess up. These are crumbly. No, they crumble once, they crumble. Oh, that's another bad place where they can insta-kill you. Here's a coffin that wants to chase you, put you in it, you know, standard stuff. I love what you've done with your dining room and ballroom. Is that a new coffin? Why, yes, it is. Money. Give me them points. This level, if you take your time, it can go on a long time. Oh yeah, red skeletons are blood skeletons, which means they resurrect because bones soaked in blood are immortal, I guess. I mean, you fight death itself, and he doesn't just pop right back up, but okay, whatever. Now, these guys are kind of goofy. There's a pair of hands that grab you, and then the dude tries to hit you. That's all they do. And it only takes one hit to kill the dude, so they're not much of a threat. They're mainly a threat if you get caught in one of the regular dudes next to him. It's like, touchy, touchy, let me give you a back rub. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Oh yeah, coffin wheel. Have you had your coffin wheel aligned recently? Blah. So those are... I'll get another one to attack. They're tables, come on, with chairs. But they kind of look like combs. And the dancers begin. They also don't exist within the confines of the game. They bounce off the confines of your TV screen. Okay, so I said the other one-up that I knew about was in this level, right before a boss. One up. And that's the sound you would have heard if I'd gotten it in the right spot in the waterway. Oh, these guys were annoying as a kid. And I have to look it up now, because otherwise we will no longer be at them and going with the punning names. There we go. In Super Castlevania, the ghost dancers are called Fred Astaire and Paula Abdul. Which, like, yeah, okay, like, it's kind of funny, you know, Fred Astaire and Paula Abdul, but what's funnier about the thing is, like, no kid, like, the target audience, because, you know, like, especially early 90s, like, yeah, there were, you know, some adults playing games, but, you know, back then it was definitely, like, this was not aimed at the people that would know who Fred Astaire and Paula Abdul were. Like, which makes it, I think, even a funnier joke that... Oh, I've been stuck. Oh, okay. I'm messing this all up. Oh, yeah. So, they're fencers as well. I'm gonna... Why am I not jumping? But yes, I think it's worth looking that up, because it's like, yeah, like, the joke itself is like, okay, that's kind of funny, to, you know, monster-y related names about dancers and their dancing ghosts. But it's even funnier that, like, the target audience would have no idea what that meant or who they were. And it's like a joke for the few adults, you know, that would have been playing it, and, like, the programmers, and, like... And that just, you know, it's like the, in my Tunic video, when we looked up the translations for the ghosts, and there's the guy that's making a pun about the well and then saying sorry. And, like, very few people are gonna, like, have seen that until the translation came out, because, you know, it's in a fictional, complete language. And then they apologize for their pun that no one's gonna understand anything. Stuff like that is great. Okay, so this boss isn't just hard as a kid. Yeah, what you need to do is, like, you do this circle. Because, like, when they do that attack, you can't get over it, because, you know, the one is doing a thrust forward, which will stab you. But then the other one's doing it upwards, so you can't jump over it. Also, it's kind of funny that, like, they go into that much trouble. I'm just gonna see if I can brute force this. Yep. Barely, but yes. That's what he's doing. But yeah, they went into all the trouble of making this, like, clever pun name and stuff that hardly anyone would have gotten at the time. I say hardly, I don't know how many adults are playing, but you know what I mean. And then, you know, but on the other hand, they also have Alucard, which is just Dracula backwards. Whoa. I mean, I'm sure Alucard has... Maybe that's a good question. When did the character, just in general, first appear in, like, media? All right, looks like the first use of Alucard being a you know, vampire-y Dracula backwards. 1943, The Son of Dracula, Count Alucard. I think that's the earliest one I see here. All right. Also, I like that in Dracula the series, one of the aliases of Dracula, it's Alexander Lucard, so it is a Lucard. Clever. You haven't seen Hellsing in ages. It has great music too. I don't remember the music of Hellsing. I mean, I've seen it, but don't remember the music. I mean, but yeah, I figured Castlevania was not the first to, you know, Dracula backward. But it's still funny that that's what they went with. Yep. Uh-oh, go away, ghost. For the longest time, I never knew what the ghost was. It was just this floating white weird blob. Until I took a very close look one day to see it's like a head with a spine and with like arms reaching out of a portal. Or maybe it's just like the ghost mist. But yeah, I always just thought it was just this weird blobby head thing. I mean, and to be fair, this was, you know, way back when on a smaller, you know, CRT television, and oh, bad books. Normally, I'm all about the... where was I going with that joke? It was a bad joke, so you're not missing much. Let's try it again anyway. I'm all about the sharing of information, but this is one book that I think should be banned. There. We'll call that good. It was not good, but we'll call it good. Just get one of my library drumsticks, don't mind if I do. Okay, ooh, no, not that. I have a good weapon, thank you. And Dagger's like, oh. Come on, dude, stop it. Ow. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Now, if anything screams 90s, it is these floating books. Neon green and purple. In like Dracula's castle, for no reason. Like, these colors are straight out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, this is fun, yeah, that hand, the portrait grabs you and then all the bats swoop at you. As a kid, I always thought this was a garden. Just because, you know, it's all green and it's, you know, darkened, so I thought you were back outside. No, it's an art gallery. But you know what? I'm gonna pretend it's an outside art gallery, just because I can. And ignore the fact that there's a thing under the rug, which doesn't make sense with grass, but... yeah, that guy. Ow. Come on, stop that. Thank you. Oh, well, that's not useful now, but... alrighty. Here. Hey, you step back with your club, sir. Oh yeah, this dog hits your candles, knocks them down, so you can't get them. Say, what type of monster are you that interferes with my power-ups? This is an interesting, weird little centipede thing. It only appears right here. If I recall, it is possible to kill. And I think I've done it once, though that could be a fever dream that I have in my memories. But it is very hard because, like, as you see, it's gone now. Once it goes off screen, it's gone forever. But I'm fairly certain you can kill it. And that I'm not just hallucinating that memory, though it is possible. Yeah, so here's what the dude under the rug does. If you're on top of that without ducking, you hit your head on spikes and die. Good times. Being impaled in the face. Drumstick. You stop that. Yeah, this dude I thought was cool. Like, he's a knight with a big axe. Hey, I can do that too. Giant axe. And they beat it, and it makes that great crunch, metallic sound. And then he pulls out his sword and shield. Just a cool dude. Oh, I was trying to get a strong diagonal whip, and instead I get this little... You're like, all right, I'll go to the next area. Oh, no! No, Joe! He's like, how's it going, Belmont? Your ancestor killed me a couple 100 years ago. No hard feelings, I had it coming.